Probably not working. Maybe he's working. He working? Oh, fuck. Sit right there and work. Work, damn you, work. I was on number 9, headed south for Caroline. I heard. I'm back. I was on number 9, headed south for Caroline. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. I got in trouble, had to roam, left my girl and left my home. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. I was just a kid acting smart when you broke my woman's heart. I guess I was too young to know. Now I'm in the Georgia main, lock me to a ball and chain. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. Whistle blow. Whistle blow. Whistle blow. And I'll be in this cell till my body's an empty shell and my hair turns whiter than snow. Now I hear that lonesome train. I never see my girl again. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. Whistle blow. Whistle blow. Blow. Whistle blow. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. Blow. Shout out to Hank Williams. He blew that whistle. Well, he wrote that song about that whistle blown. That's what he did. This one's from by Chuck Berry. Although I wouldn't want my Chuck buried. I like my Chuck ground, but not in the ground. To each his own, though. Left my home in Norfolk, Virginia, California on my mind. A straddle that greyhound, it rode me past Raleigh on across Carolina. Stopped in Charlotte, bypassed the Rockland, and we never was a minute late. I was 90 miles out of Atlanta by sundown, rolling across Georgia State. Had a little trouble to turn into a struggle halfway across Alabama, where the hand broke broke down and left us all stranded in downtown Birmingham. Ooh. Well, straight away bought me a through train ticket riding across Mississippi clean. I was on that midnight flyer out of Birmingham, smoking into New Orleans. Somebody help me get out of Louisiana. Well, I gotta get to Houston town. There's people there to care about me, and they won't let the poor boy down. Sure as she bought me a silk suit and put luggage in my hand. And I woke up high over Albuquerque on a jet to the promised land. Woo! Yeah, I'm working on a T-bone steak on a cotton flying over through the Golden State. The pilot told us in 13 minutes we'll be headed in the terminal gate. Swing down Sweet Cherry, gone down easy, taxi to the terminal zone. Cut your engines, cool your wings, and let me make it to the telephone. Los Angeles, giving Norfolk, Virginia, type water 1409. Tell folks back home, this is the promised land gone, and the poor boys on the line. Yeah. Can't believe that well to that song. That's the end of the song, though. There's no more lyrics. That's just it. But nobody's watching me, so it doesn't matter. Nice to see you, nobody. I'm very familiar with nobody. That's who usually watches my show. So if you're somebody and you're watching me, you are special. You're so special. If you're somebody and you're watching my show, you're fucking special. There goes the choppers. There goes that sky birdie. What do they call them? The ghetto birds. This ain't no ghetto and that ain't no bird. It's just some dumb chopper flopping overhead, flapping, chopping, flapping, helicoptering. One thing about a helicopter is when you're hovering above the earth in one place, the earth just sits there underneath you. Funny thing about hovering in a place, just sitting there. You know, that earth ain't gonna rotate out from underneath you, no sirree. And you know why they say that is? It's because when you left the earth, you were still going the same speed the earth was going. So it's just like if you jumped up in a train, you know, or you took your drone in a train and flown it around in the train while you're going hella fast, because your train's already going that fast and the drone's already going that fast. So it's just like a frame of reference, you know. It's like it doesn't, you know, get the same. You wouldn't like, because it's already going that fast, and so you don't, you know, you're just moving together. You know what I'm saying? The conservation of momentum. Okay, that's a good excuse. I mean, except for the train has like, you know, walls and a roof, and it's not making a constant left turn. But we'll just give you that. That's fucking annoying. Thank you. So it's either that or the Earth isn't spinning. And so it's interesting when you're in a situation where someone's trying to explain something to you about your environment that you live in, and they're saying, okay, you're on a big ball that's spinning, and it's also orbiting the sun. It's also tilted at a certain degree to where it's like that way we can spin and orbit the sun, and we have the way it's spinning and orbiting it in such a way we have these perfect seasons that happen and again every year, and it's this perfect cycle that's been happening forever. And it's like we just spin around this sun, and it's just this thing that's happening just because of gravity. And it's like this perfectly balanced cycle where we have seasons and we have a north and south, and we have this perfectly balanced ecosystem where everything's, you know, it's just like everything is just perfectly balanced, and the way it recycles, I mean, there's like this energy. I mean, yeah, there is such a thing as like entropy, but there is what we seem to be living in here is like a perpetual system that just keeps going. It's like this, it doesn't strike me as being something that's easily, like, if you want to define the whole thing, like, if you want to seek out to define the whole place and have it just broken down and understood completely to the fullest, and how every part of it is functioning, that's that's a that's a pretty bold undertaking, and an even more bold claim, you know, because to make a claim like that, I mean, we have, we can, we know the Earth is huge for one thing. It's like, and it's really difficult to measure distance over vast stretches of ocean, which is what Earth mostly is. So, these vast stretches of ocean, we don't know the exact distance. We have a rough idea, but there's been like all kinds of different, there's a lot of ocean out there is what I'm saying. So it's easy to have, like, people believing a certain map is a certain way because nobody's out there measuring how far Africa is from Antarctica. We have a rough idea. It takes however long to fly to certain areas, and people kind of gauge how far a plane and how fast a plane can go and whatever. So you have a rough idea. And what we know about the sun is that, it only goes so far before it's back over your head again. And and so however many miles it travels per, we call it 24 hours. It's probably moving about 1,000 miles per hour, and it's lighting up, so much of the Earth at a time, a lot, because it's really high up there and it's really fucking bright. And so, it's just this thing that's happening perfectly, but it gives you the impression that there is a limit because there's like a 24,000-mile circuit the sun is doing, but then it's on a yearly circuit too, which is a figure eight shape. Actually it's an infinity symbol. It's perfectly even. If you go to the equator and you do the what's it called, the analemma, it's a perfect infinity symbol. It's even. It's one loop in the north and one loop in the south. It's perfectly even. We have this cycle that's repeating. It's an infinity symbol. The sun is doing a daily circuit, 24,000 miles roughly, and then it's also doing this infinity symbol every year, a yearly circuit, and there's other cycles beyond that too, but it's like, so that's what we understand about what the sun is doing. It's like kind of the centerpiece of our reality, and so it's only lighting up so much area, because it goes 24,000 miles, but then it moves throughout the course of the year. I don't know what the measurement of the analemma is, but that'd be something interesting to find out. But like, so you eventually get this, you have to, like, whether you think you live on a flat earth or a globe, whatever it is, maybe you don't even think that you live on an object. It's just trying to figure out what reality is. And it's like you would eventually come to the conclusion that the sun is only going so far, and so there's like a limit to where this area is being, you know, sheltered by the sun or whatever. It's like, because without the sun, the whole place is not functional. It won't work. And so it seems like the sun is pretty much the centerpiece of our reality. We have to pay attention to what's going on with that. And so it provides a good estimation of, you give wherever the sun isn't going. If we don't live on a ball, then there must be, an infinite plane stretching out in every direction. Because we thought we lived in an infinite universe where there's space, just stretching out in every direction. I mean, it's just as mind-boggling, really. It's just a different perspective on things. Because if the ball Earth isn't real, that changes our reality a lot. Because instead of having it all wrapped up all nice in a ball where there's like nowhere else to go, now it's like, wait a second, it's not wrapping around and you just come back. So it just stretches out forever in every direction then? I mean, obviously the sun, like I just explained, it provides a limit. There's a limit because you can see how far the sun goes before it's doing a yearly cycle and a daily cycle. There's only so much Earth it can light up throughout that area that it's cycling through. But maybe there's another cycle that it's on that we're not privy to. There could be another cycle that it's doing that we're not privy to. It could be moving around in a circle. Like I've seen those models of like I forget who got that idea going, but it was in that Ewar movie. But he didn't come up with it. It was just some old idea of Earth being like wherever the sun is at. It's like a defrosted area where there's like life that takes place, and it's moving in a circle, and everything else is just frozen because there's no sun. And so wherever the sun goes, it thaws out, and it's moving in a circle. So you come all the way around. Everything thaws out and then freezes. That's why there's all these ruins left behind. And so it's all frozen when the sun's not there, and it's moving around in a big circle. That's one, thing I've seen people talk about. If the Earth is a level plane, and it opens up new ideas on like where we're at. That's why it's kind of fun to like humor the conversation if you haven't before. Because I mean, most people that come to watch my show are already flat earthers, but like that's what's so interesting about it, and that's why it's funny to make fun of it. Because if because once you realize that you can't measure any of this curvature or rotation from down here on Earth, you realize it's kind of like something you just took for granted. Like, oh, that I thought that was already figured out, that we're spinning and flying around the sun, and we curve into a big ball. I never really thought about like whether or not that was even true. And I remember thinking about it before. Just one time, I remember like kind of reifying the model in my mind while I was thinking the sun goes down, so it must be going underneath us, and maybe that's how we figured out the Earth was a ball. I remember thinking had that whole train of thought going through my mind one time. I used to really meditate on it. I used to think it was really cool. Then I realized it's just a story that nobody could really know is true. I mean, once you start realizing how they're faking all this space stuff, NASA is just like, dude, they provide nothing but fake CGI and just really lousy. I'd hate to have to defend the stuff that NASA provides. That's basically where I stand with that. It's a big claim to say that they're faking everything, but I'm behind that claim. But where I really feel like I would hate to have to defend what they're showing is true. I don't think it's true, and I'd hate to have to pretend that it is, because what I see is like it's like a staged performance. It's totally fake, and there's nothing real about it at all. And it's just so obvious. Your gut feeling tells you right away when you look at it with a critical eye. You'll be like, "What the fuck is this? The hell are they doing? Why are they doing that? That's just so weird." It's creepy, and you just sort of get creeped out, and you're just like, "What the fuck? All this money is going towards this hoax? What are these people doing? What the fuck do they think?" Dude, this is fucking weird, It's not right. It's a lot of money they get every year. And it just gets worse and worse with those guys. It's just so pathetic. They never get it right. They always make mistakes. I mean, is it really what's happening? I mean, are they making mistakes, or are they just trying to They just don't care that much. They know that people. I mean, what is it? Because it's so easy to debunk. It's like, okay, that was fake. Like the Artemis thing was just a real laugh. Dude. It was a real laugh. Like, it was so cringe. I mean, the people, the actors they had for that one, it was just so cringe. Like I think back when they had like the the right stuff, the Apollo guys like Neil and Butch or whatever, Buzz Aldrin. Those guys had like some charisma to them. They seemed like badasses, kind of like Michael, not Michael Collins so much, but they were well cast for their role. But it still wasn't believable at all. I mean, you don't go to the moon like it's just another day at the beach. You would be nervous, dude. That's the part they really fuck up on is that they don't have they're doing things where people should have a little bit of nervousness. Going to the moon all like, woohoo, let's go drive our dune buggy around, goofing off. It's not how it would be, dude. There's no fucking way, man. Give me a break. Not believable. Sorry. Way back in the early 1970s, we made one of the greatest discoveries when we sent our bravest men up to the moon to find out what the moon is all about, and we were quite surprised to find the golf course in the sky. They said it must have been a golf course this whole time, and they were quite amazed, so they brought their golf clubs up there and teed off on the moon, and then they got in their little golf cart, rode off to the next hole, and then they stuck their little flag in the ground, and then they called up the president from the golf course payphone and said, hey there, Nixon, what do you think about this golf course in the sky? Well, said it must have been a golf course this whole time. He said, I'm proud of you boys, now play a good game of golf and get your ass back home. We don't want nothing bad to happen to you boys. Now you're out there on the moon, and we're so proud of you for finding the golf course in the sky. How you fool. No one's ever been to the moon. You're a fool. You're a fool if you believe that. I'm sorry about your luck, but you got time to catch up with things and catch up with the times. Better catch up, better get your dirty catch up with the times. Better get your dirty ass caught up with the times. Cause no one believes that shit anymore. The whole thing was a hoax, and they don't do anything for real. It's all just a bunch of fucking staged Hollywood bullshit. Should have known by now. You better learn to think more critically. If you see some people playing golf on the moon, better think to yourself, well, does that seem realistic to you? If you do believe, well, you sure don't know. And if you believe you can play golf on the moon, well, I'm just sorry about your luck, buddy, 'cause that shit just isn't true. You can't go to the moon. No one's ever been to the moon. No one's ever been to the moon. Uh-huh, no one's ever been to the moon. No one's ever been to the moon. I don't think it's a place you can go. It's kinda like going to the rainbow. You never arrive 'cause it goes with you. And the funny thing about a rainbow is that the rainbow disappears after a while. And so does the moon. Don't go to any of these places. They're up there in the sky. You know why? No one's ever been to the moon. 'Cause there ain't no air pressure up there. You can't breathe. And the funny thing about having no air pressure, you can't fly a rocket there, brother. No, sir. No, you can fucking try to make up some big fucking lie, but I don't have to try that hard to see the CGI. No one's ever been to the moon. Don Pettit, you said it. I won't forget it when you were asked, when are you going to the moon? Don Pettit. He said, I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond, but I don't have the technology right now. We used to have it, but we destroyed it. It's a painful process to build it back again. What? I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond, but I don't have the technology right now. We used to have it, but we destroyed it. Oh, it's a painful process to build it back again. Give me a break. Build it back already. Isn't that what you guys do? What are you waiting for, fool? I don't think you ever really win. Yeah, they destroyed the technology after they went to the moon in the movie studio. They took apart that cheap stage set prop. They said, quick, take that thing out back and huck it in the dumpster and light it on fire. Burn that thing up, don't let nobody see that shit. It's fucking embarrassing. I'd have destroyed it too. Yeah, well, the dumpster fire known as the Apollo moon landings, they were real kick in the pants. And you just have to look with a critical eye one time and you will see Nothing about that shit makes sense at all. First of all, you don't live on a ball. Okay, that just ruins the whole idea then, darn it. The only reason they went to the moon is so they could show everybody that you can go land on a floating ball and walk around like it's Earth. Well, what do you know? You can walk on balls just like it's a normal thing. Just go land on a floating ball and go walk around just like it was anywhere else. That pretty much sealed the deal. We must live on a ball. That's it. That's just nothing else to worry about now. I would just prove that one. I think most people believed it already, which is weird. That nobody had ever seen it, but they believed it. There had to have been some flat earthers. I just can't. That's just crazy, dude. Just to think that you could put a whole society on fucking on this like trip where it's like you do this is what you do, this is where you live, and give some silly excuses as to why you think that's true. And like, oh, the sun goes down and ships over the horizon. Oh, okay, it's true. But why doesn't anybody ever fall off the ball? Oh, because of gravity, because of magic. You see this thing called magic that keeps you from falling off the ball. You don't even know that you're on a ball. You can't feel it spinning. You can't see it moving around the sun. You just don't even feel like you're on a ball. So we live on a ball, but with the caveat that like you can just go anywhere on the ball and you don't ever feel like you're on a ball. You just feel like it's just a normal level area. There's no curvature that you notice. No, there's not. You never feel like you don't go from one part of the world to another part of the world and feel like you're on the side of a ball or something. No, it's always just like how it is everywhere else for everybody all at the same time. Nobody feels like they're on a ball. So the earth presents itself as being planar. Yeah. Okay, well, here's one thing. If we're supposed to believe that we live on a ball, but the earth presents itself as being planar, there's there's a little bit of an issue there, and that's where gravity becomes like this magic spell. Because on a ball, if we set out to draw concentric circles on the surface of the earth, let's say the first circle is your yard. You draw a circle around your yard. That's your property. There's a circle. Concentric circles are circles around circles. They get bigger and bigger. So you just go walk around your yard and make a bigger circle, and they start getting wider and wider. If we set out to make concentric circles, your circle would eventually be circling the whole neighborhood, and it gets wider. It's moving evenly in every direction. So your house is still right in the middle. The circle's getting wider and wider because you're making a circle around the circle, and there's just circles that get wider and wider. Now, if you were to keep doing that indefinitely, the circles would get so fucking big, right? You'd be encompassing mad amounts of earth. But like every circle would have to be bigger, right? Because as you finish your circle, if there's more earth beyond the last circle that you made, then you can make a bigger circle. And you also know that you can't make a smaller circle, right? Right. And so that's how it's going to be the whole time. You're just making circles, right? And they keep getting bigger. And you know that every time you finish your circle, if there's more earth beyond the circle that you made, the next one's going to be bigger. They're going to keep getting bigger. Do you think it's ever going to be any different than that? And maybe you'll run out of room eventually, but clearly those circles will never start to get smaller. That doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't make any sense. Because how would that happen? You're encompassing more area, but now you have a smaller. That doesn't make sense, dude. Sorry, it doesn't make sense. And so, but that's what you'd have to have happen on a globe. On a globe, the circles can only get so big. They get down to the median, and that's the biggest circle you could make on the Earth, at the median. And you keep moving out, expanding in every direction like you've been doing, but now the circles are going to have to start shrinking. Because now you're working with like negative space or something. Now you're enclosing in on the area that you haven't acquired yet. You're upside down from where you started from. It's like this. That's where the caveat of like it's a level plane, but it's a ball. It's like we can't say it's a ball, but it's a level plane. I mean, we're just like, no, it's a level plane because that's what it is. And the thing is, I don't think the circles could ever start to get smaller because think about it logically. This is a logical thought exercise. How in the fuck you ever going to draw a smaller circle? You're just you're just drawing circles around circles that you've already drawn. Every time it's going to be bigger. You can't draw a smaller circle around the outside of another circle. So they're just going to get bigger and bigger indefinitely. We're supposed to think that they'll flip back in on themselves and start shrinking. That's not what's going to happen, dude. That's crazy. And if that's what we have to think is going to happen, then that's like where we have to depart from. It's just yet another place where we have to depart from what we all expect to be reality. That's what you have to do to believe in the current cosmology that we've been taught is true. You have to actually depart from what your obvious waking reality is in order to believe in it. You don't know that it's true, you believe that it's true. You might think you have plenty of good reasons to believe that it's true, but you don't know. Now, apparently there's people on Earth that know because they've been to space and they've seen it. But I say they're liars. That's what I say. Oh, there it is. They're liars. They lie. They're not even very good at it either. It's like, the more money you shovel at NASA, the more rinky-dink they get. It almost appears to be low budget, but $80 million a day, you think you'd have enough to pay for a better presentation of their International Space Station.
Dad,
Yo.
I'm going to Dom's house.
Oh, right on. Yeah, wear your helmet. You must helmet your head.
I'm not riding a scooter.
Okay, good. Then don't wear a helmet.
You want a pizza roll?
I'm good.
Take it.
No. You want a baked potato?
Yeah, when I get home.
Okay. I love you. Have fun.
Bye, darling.
Hey, Dominic. Hi, bye. So what was I talking about? I forget. Oh, yes. They do their spacewalks. Spacewalk. I think they're in a swimming pool on Earth when I see those bubbles in space. Yeah. Bubbles in space. You should see the look on his face. What about those bubbles in space? What bubbles? I don't know about any bubbles. There's like flecks of paint. It's a real harsh environment the ISS is in. You know, like paint flecks will come off, and it's like, fuck, we know what a paint fleck is. I'm talking about bubbles, fool. You fucking paint flecks. Nice try, dude. I could come up with a better lie than that. I'd be like, dude, our spacesuits, you know, we have to like, you know, we have to wash them, you know, and they get kind of soapy. And then where our air, you know, the exhaust for our spacesuit, sometimes soap gets in there and it spits out these little soap bubbles, you know, and that's what you're looking at, soap bubbles in a vacuum, a near vacuum. It's like you're gonna fucking put yourself in a pressurized suit and then go fucking outside and yank some fucking wrenches around with bolts, tighten some bolts. It's so fucking ghetto, dude. You think you would design your space station where people didn't have to risk their fucking lives to fucking work on it? That's so dumb. That's so fucking shoddy, like fucking, it's just theatrical bullshit, dude. That's not how you do it in real life. Give me a break. Look at the inside of that thing. It's a fucking mess. They're all doing summer spinning in circles all, woo, look at me. It's like, dude, you crack your head open on one of these fucking messy fucking thing. Be fucking head trauma wound in space. That's gonna be pretty. Yeah, you guys are liars. Fucking liars. Why do you guys all have such big, heavy belts on? What do your pants fall down in space? That doesn't make sense. They show you how to use the toilet in space. Oh, there's a hose for number one where you can get her done. And there's a bucket for number two. Ew. The more money you shovel at NASA, the more rinky dink they get. It almost appears to be low budget. Yeah, but $80 million a day. You think you'd have more to say for yourself, but all we get are these cheesy, vague responses to the third graders that interview them. It's pretty much totally theatrical bullshit. None of it is true. They're hoodwinking you. Don't let them hoodwink you. Look at these people. They got a lot of hairspray. You gotta use a lot of hairspray if you want to make your hair look that way. Like you're in a low G environment. I think it's just an ugly hairdo. What a mess. You guys should just come clean. Or are you hypnotized? Do you believe what you think you're seeing? They never show you out the window. Hey, look out here. Look, there's the earth going by. They can't do that shit live because it would look so fake. Because they're not really there doing it. I don't know what that thing is flying around in the sky that they claim people are living on, but that doesn't really matter that much. It's a special effect. Ooh, that's the best I can say. Because nobody's flying on a rocket going 18,000 miles per hour. They would turn to gel and they'd be a little puddle of flesh and bones on the floor. Nobody's ever going that fast. Sorry about your luck. You're never gonna go to space. 25,000 miles per hour. We're coming in the Earth's atmosphere. Whoosh, release the parachutes. Those parachutes would be ripped to shreds in less than a second. There goes the parachutes. I thought we were going to have brakes or something. How do we slow down? 5,000 degrees? Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, metal melts before it gets to 5,000 degrees. Rocks melt before they get to 5,000. Lava is only like 1,200 degrees. I mean, give me a break, dude. Why do you just lie so bold? I mean, you have to say that number just because is that what your science tells you it should be? Because you know that metal melts before it's 5,000 degrees. It's a puddle before it's even half that temperature. So that's bullshit. It doesn't add. You don't have special NASA metal that can withstand 5,000 degree temperatures. Oh, but it's just a short time. Get out of here, dude. Nothing is 5,000 degrees for a short time. That's not how temperature works. That's hot. You know, I'm sorry, but nothing is 5,000 degrees for a short time. I don't care how fast or how much wind. No, it takes a while for something that hot to cool down. Get out of here, dude. I mean, where's the science? Like, the science tells you that's utter horse shit. But they just spoon feed you horse shit and tell you it's food. Hey, eat this horse shit, dude. It's pretty sad. I just recommend that you just say no thanks. That's where I'm at. I won't defend NASA. So that makes me a flat earther, and I'm proud to be that because I'd hate to be the other thing, which is a NASA fanboy. You're one or the other, really. I mean, because you can't say I'm a globe skeptic and not be called a flat earther. That's just how it is. You know, it's just like, some like fucking, that's just like lowbrow, like humor, whatever, flat earther. I mean, it's no, I'm just a person that knows what reality is and also knows a good hoax when I see one. It's like, okay, you made a model out of what you see in the sky. That's clever. But like your space shit is fake. So those two things don't jive. Your model is fake too then. If you can't go show us what you're talking about, then nobody's ever seen it. And we can't measure it from here down here on the ground. It's just convenient for us that we can't measure any of the things that you're claiming. So it's like, you know, it's like it's like your opinion, man. And really, that's all it is. Because I mean, if your space shit's been proven to be fake, then there's only one reason for that. It's because you're lying, and we can't trust anything. You know, at that point where we see that you're faking space, it's all. I mean, just dude, the whole thing is in the trash can now. Every bit of your cosmology, because that's what you're doing. If the only reason you'd be faking space is to reify your fucking garbage fucking cosmology that you've been pitching because you're so whatever. You're just so controlling. You want people to feel like this is our little ball, I guess. It's a godless universe where we've evolved out of lifeless space debris for billions of years for no real reason, just because gravity was there. If it wasn't for gravity, we wouldn't have evolved out of lifeless space debris. So you just have to thank gravity. Thank gravity for that. I'm so lucky. This all happened just as a big accident, a big happy accident. Late.